you are no stranger to independent cinema, and I'd love to know more about like what kind of draws you into like the indie filmmaking scene.
It's so much fun. I mean, there is really no rush. Like being on a set, working with the actors and all of the crew who are involved. I love every element of the process. I love reading the script, collaborating with the director to figure out who this character is, what is this world that we're in, and then being on set, the sort of intensity of making a movie and having each moment and each scene, there are such stakes to it, and it's sort of this artistic puzzle to solve with all of the collaborators, and you have to get it done in a very short amount of time, but at the same time you want to keep it alive and unexpected and creative. I mean, there's really nothing like it.
So, Recluse, what really initially drew you into the story of this film?
The script is so interesting to me. It takes you in a lot of directions that are kind of misleading, and I think it's a bit of a labyrinth where you get to one door and that door is actually closed, and you turn around and it's actually going somewhere else. So as I was reading, I kept having an idea of where it was going, and then that wasn't the thing. And
Mhm.
then when I realized what it was really saying, I found it, first of all, so exciting creatively for my character, and also that it was a story that had a lot of layers in a way that I thought was really exciting, and that a lot of the best horror movies do, where they scare you and there's jump scares and it's visceral, but it's also speaking to something maybe more directly human and relatable and disturbing on a different kind of level. And I think that the script accomplishes that.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it touched on like the psychological and like the supernatural horror, and it just kind of involved like that generational trauma. And it just seemed like it had so many special themes in this film. And I was wondering, like, when you're on a set like this and working on a project like this, how do you emotionally kind of like get yourself into this headspace to kind of deal with some of the heavier themes that this film like projects?
I definitely felt like I had to somewhat isolate myself at points on set. I was socializing with people and it was a great experience shooting, but at the same time I was spending a lot of time in my room preparing for the scenes, and music is a really important part of preparation for me as an actor. So I spent a lot of time with my playlists and kind of trying to stay in that emotional state, because yeah, it was demanding in a way.
So, do you curate playlists for each individual project, or like, can you share a little bit about that process with music?
Yeah, they kind of evolve throughout the project, I've found, where I find myself listening to a couple songs or a couple artists a lot, and then that becomes, and then the algorithm suggests other things in that genre, and I start to find that, okay, this is my emotional tenor is being spoken to by this music. It's not something that I curate so much in advance, but I feel like by the end of the project I realize, oh, I've listened to these same songs 100 times or something.
I would love to hear more about the set of this film, like the environment that house is kind of like a character on itself. How was it being in that environment, and how did that kind of affect you emotionally?
It was really cool because we stayed at the house when we were shooting.
Oh, cool.
Everybody was living there. Originally, they were gonna put me in a hotel, and when I got there, and I was like, no way, I need to stay here. Yeah, the atmosphere was very much penetrating all of us in different ways, and walking the grounds were really extensive, so you could take these walks and listen to your music and imagine how your character was feeling, and that was really fun for us.
When it comes to your process, like picking projects that you're going to be in, are you more kind of paying more attention to who you want to collaborate with, or this character you want to play, or just how you want the audience to kind of feel after watching the film? Like, what's kind of the most important element?
It's great people and great writing. Um, as much as I want the audience to love it or be moved by it or scared by it, it's so hard to know when you're just reading a script and meeting a director. That just feels so far in advance and theoretical that if it's great writing and the people seem cool, they seem nice, and we click, then I'm all in and I'm excited.
I'm really excited to see the reaction for Recluse at Tribeca. What does it mean for you to be premiering this film at Tribeca specifically?
I'm really excited about it. I mean, I live in New York and I've been going to Tribeca for many years, kind of every June. I'm finding out what's playing at Tribeca, and I've seen a lot of great films there and discovered some really interesting indie movies over the years and met really cool people who become friends and collaborators at Tribeca. So I really love the festival, and when I found out we got in, I was very excited. Also because I have so many friends in New York, and I'm excited that they can come see the film. It's fun to premiere it, in the place that you live.
Focusing on Recluse, what do you think is the emotional heart of the film, like the emotional weight of it, and what do you kind of hope the audience takes away after watching this movie?
Like you had said, the way that this trauma has reverberated across all of these people, and I think all of the characters experience it in different ways and are sort of part of this web um, of lies and betrayal. And I well, I in a way I don't hope people relate to that, but if they do, I hope that there's something that people find both scary and um, but also maybe disturbing on a different level in the way that it talks about relationships and family and sibling rivalry and the impacts of narcissism, and how those kind of things can trickle down through generations.